Howdy from Texas, this is Heath Hipple with BUGGS Fishing, and I have a confession to make. I'm a tweaker, and this is what I mean by that. I love the creative process. I love designing fishing lures, but I have no business designing any new fishing lures right now because my business is such that I'm blessed with demand for bugs, and I have trouble keeping up with the lures that I already have designed. And so I don't need to come up with anything new right now. But the creative side of my brain never shuts off. And so what I constantly do, I constantly think about ways to tweak the existing bugs, to make improvements, to make changes. I mean, I say changes, it's all designed to improve the lure, the look of it, the function of it, to help you catch more fish. And so right now I'm about to order a big run of the second run of the second generation Trout Thumpers, the one that I came out with maybe a year and a half ago. So I made a lot of changes. Everything has been great, everything's been well received, but I can't help it. My brain doesn't shut off like I told you. And so I want to talk to you about some changes that I'm thinking about making. And I'm telling you this because I want you to tell me if you think I'm on the right track or if you think I'm an idiot or somewhere in between. And so please let me know what you think. So Confessions of a Tweaker, episode 1 here. And this is on the second generation Trout Thumper. So color-wise, this is the Dawn Patrol color. Now, I got this idea because over the years, I've caught lots of fish on a black soft plastic. Usually it has some kind of red flake, some kind of red accent, black soft plastic with a bright yellow tail. So I know this color works. It's a good seller. But I also know that something solid black works well also. And I don't have something solid black in this second generation Trout Thumper. And why do I care about solid black? Because in murky water, the black silhouette, the black color shows up better than anything else. Something dark and solid. And so I know this works, but I'm wondering, there's a couple reasons I want to change. Number one, I wonder if it would be more visible in murky water if I put a black tail with red flake. And so that's what I'm considering, how I'm considering tweaking this Dawn Patrol color. And for those of you that say, but I catch a lot of fish on those soft plastics with the bright yellow tail. Well, I have two other options. I have a purple with the yellow tail and I have an olive with the yellow tail. And so those are very small differences, and I kind of have those bases covered in my mind. And so I'm thinking about changing this Dawn Patrol color and putting a solid black tail with red flake. So I'm considering that tweak. You can let me know what you think. Okay. This is the Croaker color, probably the first or second best selling color. And so this is it's called a ginger. That's a color rabbit it is. It's called ginger, and then I had this tail made up. And so for the most part, happy with it. Sometimes this ginger has a variation in it. It's one of the natural colors. They don't dye it. Sometimes it's lighter, sometimes it's darker. This is a darker version. And so I've been happy with it. However, Hareline, the company that supplies me rabbit, they just came out with 2 new colors of rabbit. One is called amber and one is called copper. And so I saw these in the catalog and I thought, I wonder what those would look like on the Croaker colored second generation Trout Thumper. And so I ordered a pack of each, and you can only tell so much from the catalog. And so I got this amber and I said, okay, that looks really orange. I don't think I'm gonna like that. But then I got this copper and I said, and in my mind, this is a similar, like it's similar to the back of a Croaker right now, but it's a pretty good match for the tail. And so this is, you know, in a situation like this, this is what I do, and it's as simple as this. I'll get this tail in my hand and I'll put it up against this new copper color rabbit strip. And when I look at that, I say, that's a pretty good match. And so I like this. And here's another thing. This is a dyed color, this copper rabbit strip, and so there's not going to be any variation in the shade. It's not going to be lighter or darker. It's going to be uniform. And so I say, okay, this is a pretty good match for the tail for the croaker. And so I kind of like the idea of changing it, of tweaking it and using that color. I don't think it's not going to make a huge difference in the color that it is right now, but it's going to match the tail better, and that's going to be more natural, a more natural look. It's going to be kind of one uniform color, the back and then to the tail. And so this is another tweak that I'm considering on the second generation Trout Thumper, on the croaker color, changing it from this ginger to this copper color. And so y'all let me know what you think about this. So third change, potential change, on a Trout Thumper, I haven't had anybody complain about hookup ratio on a Trout Thumper. Nope, nobody said anything about it. That's a pretty good gap there to hook, to hook a fish. And so I don't think it's going to be an issue. It hasn't yet. I'm considering, however, and this is a 2/0 hook, I'm considering going the next size up to a 3/0 hook. And this is there's not going to be a ton of difference. It might be 1/4 of an inch longer, but it's just a little bit sturdier hook, a little bit stronger. And shoot, even when I'm looking at this, there's very little change in the hook gap. Shoot, I don't know if it's maybe a 1/16 of an inch. And so, but it'd be a little stronger, but these are already really strong hooks. And so, shoot, I don't even know if you'll be able to tell, but I'm considering going from a 2/0 to a 3/0 hook. So you can tell me what you think about that. Lastly, and I've talked about this before, this is the 1/4 ounce belly weight that's in the 1/4 ounce Trout Thumper. And right now we offer Trout Thumpers in 1/16, 1/8, and 1/4. And so I've heard from a few customers that want a heavier Trout Thumper. And here's something that I've noticed. The Trout Thumpers are tied on a jig hook. And on the 1/16 ounce, the lightest weight, the 1/16 ounce, if you're not working it really, really slowly, if you start reeling in quickly, it'll almost go onto its side just a little bit. And here's the thing, bait fish do that. And so that's not the worst thing, but if you're going on more of a steady retrieve and you're reeling in quickly, I'd rather it swim more upright. And so for that reason, and because people have asked, actually there's 3 reasons. So it'll swim more upright because people have asked for a heavier Trout Thumper. And the last reason is on the second generation Trout Thumper, I went to these new eyes. They're bigger, they're better, but there's no weight to them. And so it made it a little bit, and because of the smaller profile, it made it a little bit lighter. And so if you are fishing one of your favorite soft plastics on a 1/4 ounce jig head, the 1/4 ounce Trout Thumper is going to be lighter because there's not, the weight of that soft plastic combined with the weight of your jig head, it's going to be lighter because there's no weight on the Trout Thumper's eyes. And so I'm considering bumping the weights up. And so what I would call a 1/16 ounce Trout Thumper would have an 1/8 ounce belly weight. What I would call an 1/8 ounce Trout Thumper would have a 1/4 ounce belly weight. And then what I would call a 1/4 ounce Trout Thumper would have a 3/8 ounce belly weight. And so I think those weights would be closer to what you're used to throwing with a jig head and a soft plastic, like the overall weight, number one. Number two, it would help it swim upright better. Number three, it would help you get longer casts. And number four would help you fish deeper water. And so that's another tweak that I'm thinking about making, just making all the trout thumpers just a little bit heavier. The weight is right here. It's still not on the nose. And so trout thumpers don't fall straight down. It's more of a gradual fall. But bumping up in weight, longer casts would help you fish deeper water. It would be closer to what you're used to fishing, like with an 1/8 ounce jig head and a soft plastic. And then it would help it swim more upright. And so those two tweaks to the colors, going up one hook size and then going up in weight, those are the ways that I am considering tweaking the second generation trout thumper. I'd love to know what you think about those ideas. If you think they're good ideas, if you think they're bad ideas, please let me know in the comments section. So, and I'm trying to kill two birds with one stone, satisfy my, the creative side of my brain that loves to design fishing lures and wants to tweak them and make them better. And I want to make them more effective for you and help you catch more fish. And so let me know if you think I'm on the right track. Be free, be wise, be blessed. Catch you later. I guess the only reason I'm considering it is because I just look at this and I say, that's not much of a gap, but it's working. But yeah. I can't help myself, Rex. And I'll tell, I maybe should have said this. I'll tell you a little secret. The 3/0 is a done deal, and the 3/8 belly weight's a done deal.
I got that footage.